It's always refreshing coming to a new series because you don't have any old dramas.
I'm the only one that's man enough to stand up.
They are so full of shit. I've never heard so much in my life.
A lot of people have been bad-mouthing our team this year.
Are you getting busted? Nope. Everybody has got to make an excuse. They come up with the excuse that there's cheating going on.
I've grown up in the sport knowing that he's the guy to watch for. That's why the things that they do, we keep an eye on, because we already know that this is a situation that's going to happen.
It doesn't hurt my feelings one bit. It actually helps my ego. It proves that I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm dominating, and people don't like it. And that's what I'm paid to do, is dominate this class.
It's a drama weekend. Wow.
The race at the Boss Snowplow track at Bark River International Raceway marks the season's halfway point for the Traxxas TORC Series presented by AMSOIL. The Pro Light division has already seen its share of controversies, and the event at Crandon earlier in the year was no exception. The race began with drivers questioning whether trucks with Ram Mopar engines had an illegal horsepower advantage. The race ended with C.J. Greaves questioning why he was penalized for having repairs done during a red flag, while Andrew Cadell wasn't.
At Crandon, there was a red flag in the first turn in Pro Light, and we came in and we had a broken front end. So we put a jack underneath the front end, and they said we worked on our car under red flag and put us to the back.
Red flags are always super tense because those guys that got tore up, they want to get the truck fixed and get back if they have a chance. There's guys with flat tires, there's guys with body panels off. If it's a safety issue, radios, body panels, they allow the crew to pull it off. If it's a flat tire or racing-related issue, you cannot work on the truck until they go to yellow.
Guys down in the hot pit, someone's got to run and pull the front clip off of that truck. They said body panels only, the only thing you can touch. Body panels only.
CJ had significant damage that they felt they needed the extra time to do the work on.
Said if you have to work on it, he does not get his position back.
Just work on it and I'll start from the back.
They made the decision at that time to go ahead and start working on their truck. Others on pit road chose to wait, and then they maintained their position in the lineup.
Everything we did was according to what USAC told us.
Andrew Cadell ended up winning the race.
Yeah, baby, woo!
To some in the Pro Light field, it was a tainted victory. With the controversies in the rearview mirrors, the Pro Light drivers shifted their focus to the first race of the weekend.
Day one at the Boss Snowplow Bark River International Off-Road Raceway. Pro Light at the line. Green flag is out.
Two Rams on the front row as they come down into turn number one.
How about Casey Curry right there in third?
Cadell got a great jump, though. He'll be your early leader as Casey Curry looks to the inside of Sam Hubenet through turn number one. Of Cadell and Hubenet out front early on. Looks like Curry in third.
Let's go get him. This is going to be our only chance right here. Let's do it, Dick.
Looks like one of our drivers having some issues. I believe that's the AMSOIL Nissan of Brad Lovell who went around.
That's okay, Brad. Get back on it. Get back on it. No worries.
Breathe, Brad, breathe. Just relax, bud.
Tough break for Lovell as he loses a ton of positions. But look out front once again, our top 3-4 trucks equally gapped out from first through fourth.
Yeah, the power of these Rams is dominant right now in Pro Light here at Boss Snowplow Bark River International Raceway.
Go flat off this, Andrew. The wind's at your back. Wind's at your back. Still by 5. Still by 5.
Back out front, though, it's all Andrew Cadell. He is in control.
Samuel Huguenet trying anything and everything to reel in his teammate, Cadell, right now running his second.
By 4, by 4, by 4. By 5, by 5.
Cadell now stretching his lead over Huguenet and the rest of the field.
Put pressure on his left jaw.
Easily the best run so far 2011 for Luke Johnson in that Red Bull Ram.
Door handle to door handle now.
That was beautiful. That's where you want to go over it. Inside. Go inside. Drive under him. Drive under him. Take the line away.
Side by side again as they come over the finish line jump, and that'll be the competition yellow.
Good job. Good job. You all can do the same thing on this restart. You are pulling away from them every lap. Are they getting me anywhere in particular at all? You're fine. Your drive is good.
Okay, we got a verbal warning for aggressive driving with Luke, but he also got the warning. Yeah, I was in front of him. I don't see how I did anything. I'm with you. Just letting you know what they're telling me. Okay, just don't give nothing away here.
Going right back to green flag racing this time around. It's Cadell up front and Huguenet running in second.
Curry with a great restart. Look to the inside of Huguenet momentarily, and there he goes again. Curry looks inside.
Curry recognizes the fact that he has to make a move early on in the second half of this race.
Curry still all kinds of pressure as we look back out front. It's still Cadell Huguenet. But here comes Luke Johnson again applying some pressure to Casey Curry as they head into turn number 1. Cadell in the Rams still dominant as they head towards Cemetery Turn.
How about that? Looks like we've got 3 Rams, our top 3 spots right now, as Cadell still maintains a sizable lead.
Nobody has anything for these Ram trucks right now, and it's the Jenkins Brothers team running 1 and 2 with Cadell and Huguenet up front.
Look, in a good run through here, you'll catch right up to this guy. Push him down, they're fire.
Very aggressive driving right now. It looks like Casey Curry's actually looking out the back mirror of his truck.
All kinds of pressure now on Curry.
It almost seems like he's more worried about what's going on behind him instead of running down the trucks in front.
Yeah, Luke Johnson may have gotten inside Casey Curry's head, and at this point might be playing mind games. As we see finally Johnson able to go around momentarily. Curry comes charging back on the inside, though, and finally Johnson takes over the spot from Curry.
Andrew Cadell still maintains the lead, and a great run for him. And here's the checkered flag, and the win goes to Andrew Cadell.
Huguenet will come across the line second, and Luke Johnson makes it 3 Rams on the podium, coming across the line in third.
All right, good job, Casey. This is bulky, man. Those things are so fast.
Luke was third. Luke was fast.
Luke Johnson came in third for his first podium finish of the season.
It's a lot to take in. It's been a long time coming for this podium, for this team. I've been wanting to get it for the Menzies family, for Red Bull, KMC, all my sponsors. They've been so helpful to get me to where I'm at now, and I'm glad that I can finally have it pay off.
Traxxas teammates Andrew Cadell and Sam Huguenet claim the top 2 spots on the podium, with Cadell notching his second win of the season.
They gave me a great truck. I didn't have to push it out there. BFG tires are hooking up all over the place. Got the St. Jude, AIM, Traxxas. Thank you,
After every contest, trucks are put through post-race testing. The process is usually a formality. Usually.
The top 2 trucks in points and that finish on the podium today didn't fit through tech.
At Bark River, when we measured Andrew and Sam's trucks, they were deemed to be outside the limit of what the maximum width can be on a truck.
This is like 5 millimeters too wide.
I drove from California to Bark River, Michigan. It was 2,400 miles. I have 10 people here. It's costly to come out here and know that I lost a bunch of cheaters. It's frustrating.
People in this paddock that are worried more about our trucks than they are about their own truck, and that's why we're kicking their butt out there. And it's pretty sad to see that everyone's got to worry about somebody else other than their own stuff.
This is a black and white situation. You're either 74 inches or you're not. It either makes it or it doesn't. That's the deal. You're 74 inches. You're not 74 and a quarter. You're not 74 and 3/4. You're 74 inches. He was cheating.
Get it out here. I will shut up right now. No comment from me. Nope. Nope. Nope.
2 trucks had tested for an illegal track width, and those 2 trucks belonged to Andrew Cadell and Sam Hubinet, the top 2 finishers in the previous race and the top 2 Pro Light drivers for the Traxxas team.
We were dominating with a 1-2 finish, and there was some controversy over the track width of the front of the truck.
If it looks like a horse, it's not a zebra, right?
Yeah. You can't do that. You gotta roll the truck so it's settled.
I've ever seen.
Hey, Dick! Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Mr. Daly.
I'm full stop. Hey, that truck has to be rolled 10 feet by rules.
We did roll the truck.
Dude, shut up. You got pissed off because Luke Johnson beat you today, so shut up.
I want to win a championship.
Too bad.
And a fair fight.
So is everybody else.
It doesn't matter. It don't fit. It doesn't matter. He knows it don't fit. I don't really care. I just want to race fair. You know that. Dude,
Do you think that 1/8 of an inch made you lose today?
Hey, I don't know. They check the overall width of your truck. You know, it's got to basically drive through a 74-inch tolerance.
How is this possible? What are they doing? I didn't understand how they were even measuring this.
They have a metal, in this case aluminum gauge that they lay over the bulge of the tire. That's the way they've done it since we've been racing.
3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th trucks all drove right through it, no problem. 2nd and 1st, both trucks didn't happen. Didn't even come close.
It's 1/8 of an inch.
Over.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no such thing as over.
In the front wheelbase, that should not be checked at the end of a race. You just put this truck through 10 laps of pure, heck out there. It's not going to look that good after the race.
The rule in Pro Light is 74 inches at the widest point of the tire at 20 pounds after a race, no matter if it's covered with mud, whatever, however it squishes.
There's some ways to finagle it. They try to jack up the truck and lift it up to get the A-arms to, to go further, close to each other, to basically make it so the truck's narrow. They tried everything they could to make it past tech, and all the tricks they tried, it still didn't pass, meaning they were cheating and they were not obeying the rules.
The top 2 finishers believe testing the trucks after the race yielded inaccurate results.
The only logical explanation on our end is that the tire is getting soft and the bulge is getting bigger. And that isn't ever been a problem before.
The tires on these things, they grow. We have blue groove out there, so they're going to get hot. They're going to expand.
74 inches, 74 inches.
It doesn't say when it's got to be 74 inches wide. So, we could technically throw a red flag in the middle of the race and go out there and measure them, and they still need to be within that measurement.
They sit there and talk about tires expanding. I used to run BFGs before I switched to General. I know exactly what they do. Every team out here knows what they do. For them to sit there and say they bulge more than they used to is a complete lie.
My truck was supposedly 5 millimeter, which is hardly anything. And yeah, it's just a lot of drama here, a lot of bitching for sure, so show continues.
We're supposed to be even, no matter who you are, whether you have a big money team or you have we have a small budget team.
They should know exactly how wide the rule is. They're playing the rules. If they want to influence or use the organization to make the rule wider, all they're going to go do is, okay, now the new rule is 74 1/4, so we're going to go to 74 1/2. So now what's the rule? All they're doing is they're taking a team that already knows everything. They're spending 50 times the amount of money that every team out here is spending. They know what to do to cheat.
I haven't heard Casey actually make the implication until now, but they shouldn't be taking the measurement at the tire. The tire engineer that I spoke with was surprised that they were trying to do that, because they're pumped up, they're inflated, and then they deflate them to 20 pounds and measure the tire. Well, the tire, according to his description, is going to balloon up and then wrinkle down, and it's going to have more pooch to it.
At the center of the controversy was the team manager for Traxxas, Kenny Kincaid Sr. The man known as K2 had been associated with a number of controversies this season, and many drivers felt his involvement in this one was no coincidence.
Kenny Kincaid believes his job as crew chief is to do whatever he can in his power to make his truck win.
I don't think that we had any advantage there besides just our superiority of our team and our testing.
As long as you win, everybody else is going to be disappointed. There's only one happy person after each event, and it's the number one.
When you win, you become suspect. If you're off the podium, nobody's really looking too close.
The focus is really hard on us right now because we're winning. And when we win, we're not just winning by a little bit.
With King Kincaid, you know, with TORC, it's not the first time he's been the guy that's been the problem. Back in the day in other organizations, he was the same guy doing the same things in other classes.
I truly believe that Kenny Kincaid is willing to blatantly cheat if he doesn't think he's going to get caught.
We're on a good roll. We got two really good drivers in these Ram Mopars, so the focus is on us because of how we're winning. Hopefully there's more people that like me than don't like me. People say I'm polarizing, that I have a lot of influence in this series. Well, and maybe I do. I work for the biggest team. I run the biggest team. I have 30 years experience doing this. I've worked on every aspect of it.
That was the right adjustment?
I am so in their heads. I control how they think. I believe, especially in the case of Casey Curry.
Obviously, the new management doesn't know what he's done or seen what he's done in the past, and it's shining right now that, yeah, they are cheaters.
I'm so in this kid's head that he really thinks that he's at a disadvantage. So he's not concentrating on his own program. He's not practicing. He's not testing. He's not trying new parts. He's not doing things that he should be doing just because he's beaten before he gets here.
Don't think any negative thoughts. Be positive and remember to fun people.
Today, I want to crush the competition.
I don't blame them for that, but I can see where some of the talk comes in, and maybe a little of the bickering behind the back, so that people can say that, but then maybe they should just do more homework then.
We killed the competition, and that's what we set out to do.
We had two trucks that came in first and second yesterday. They went to Tech for a post-race inspection of something that we took to Tech pre-race, which was the track width on the trucks.
At the end of the race, two trucks didn't pass Tech.
The first place finisher and the second place finisher that were respectively 3/4 and a 1/4 inch wide.
The winner of the race, Andrew Cadell, and second place Samuel Hubinette, their trucks were found to be outside the limits of how wide a truck could be on the front end.
Drivers waited to find out what penalty USAC would impose on Andrew Cadell and Sam Hubinette. For many, the punishment was as clear as the rule itself.
It's a blatant rule violation.
There should be given no points for the mandatory caution, and there should be no points given for the finish points.
On one end, you could say we're going to disqualify the entire team for being a 1/4 inch wide on a width rule after the race. On the other hand, you do nothing. I look at it and said, okay, how did that impact the finish of the race? How greatly did it impact the finish of the race? My personal belief is it wasn't a major impact on the outcome of the race.
it hurts us. You know, we're here to win a championship, and to know that there's teams out there cheating and beating us by cheating. You know, I'm here to win a championship. I'm here to be here all year, and I want to be up on top of that podium bad. And you know, we're trying to do it fair and square. And you know, it's frustrating when there's teams out there cheating to be on top.
As stupid as he is, because you know he won't even, you know, he just goes up there and talks in front of everybody. You know, in the driver's meeting, he called us cheaters right in front of everybody.
What's the penalty for cheating?
The point deductions, which will be posted, it's a 5-point deduction for each type
Penalty's
of
going to be the
penalty.
same as putting illegal oil pans on race trucks.
That's fine.
It's legal. Hey, we're not discussing that right now.
My truck's legal.
Oh, hold on. We're not discussing that right now.
Are we going to take a championship away for a quarter of an inch? No, we're going to assess a fine.
They shouldn't have started the race if they were illegal, so why would they finish the race if they're illegal?
That penalty is 5% of championship points. You know, a 5% hit mid-season, to me, is a significant hit.
There's also a $5,000 at stake from tracks that's given the money. That money should not be given to guys that are cheating.
What about the money? I lost money.
It's not right.
First place is $5,000, second is $2,500, third is $1,500. Fourth and fifth, I won about, I think, $700. If I go to third, that's $1,500. I double my purse money. Plus, I'm paid by my sponsors for being on the podium.
You know, the last thing we're trying to do is buy our purse money back from 10th place. You know, that's not what it's about.
I'd gotten the third, and then all the rumor mill started on, you know, they're both getting disqualified and all this stuff, and trucks are too wide. You know, I would have max lap and all this other stuff, and you know, that would have been cool. You know, for me, it would be a big deal for points. Money's a big deal too. But for my first win, I'd rather earn it than just have it handed to me over a technicality.
It's a yes or no. It's a first or it's a not finish. And the ruling should have been a disqualification. They started the race too wide. They finished with the race too wide.
Some felt the 5-point penalty wasn't enough.
In every other form of racing, if they don't pass tech, they don't race. They should have been DQ'd. And I mean, if they want to cheat to win, then let them cheat to win.
If they're guilty, we oppose the fine. 5 points is about 5% of the championship points in total. So there is an impact.
It's not the death penalty, but it is a significant amount of points. We've seen several championships determined by 1 point.
Others felt the 5-point penalty was too severe.
A 5-point penalty for us is a good hit to us.
That's totally unacceptable. We don't believe at all that there's been a violation. Mechanically, there's no parts that have changed.
I am a paid driver. I'm coming out as a driver for the team. I don't have control over all the details of the truck.
In the incident that happened, I don't think the drivers had anything to do with it. But at the same time, you can't, I mean, they're part of the program.
We're not worried about him. He's going to keep yelling. He's going to keep doing his thing. And we're just going to keep doing our thing and go out there and beat him as bad as we can and you know, take this championship from him this year.
There's no gray. It's black and it's white. It's yes or it's no. It's first or it's last.
The 5-point penalty is what they gave us, and it's done and over with, but they'll never drop it.
This is a bummer deal. I didn't know I had to get beat by cheaters.
If someone calls me out a cheater, of course I'm disappointed to hear that.
I know Casey wants to get second place, but he's gonna have to earn it from us. I mean, we're not gonna give it up to him.
I'm not gonna go and bitch and complain about it the rest of my life. I'm just gonna go out and keep winning events. I want to talk on the track instead.
You know, I'm just gonna race my own race and do my own deal, and you know, try to beat them straight up. And you know, it's just gonna be better when you know we can beat them and they're cheating.
After we assess the penalties, with Andrew getting the win, he'll maintain the winner of the race. Sam will maintain second position.
Took one of the bearing caps and was able to machine some material off of that. Your arms are built around a certain offset so that you've got proper clearance, and so it's really not generally much of an option there. But we took a little material out, we brought it in here, went to tech with it.
The other teams that are like, those guys were illegal, you know? And you're only doing this to them?
The deal is now, if you get a black flag, it's a 2-point penalty. Everything goes because, look, at the end of the day, you're going to get a 5-point advantage for winning. So 2 points still puts you in giving you more points in second place, and you get the money.
50 adrenaline pumped up guys at the same place and all want to go and race each other. It's going to be drama.
They're both wound up, my drivers are right now, to really go out today.
This fires me up inside to want to win more than ever.
So they've got that same animosity coming back at us, and we realize that. And we're going to go shove that in their face today a little bit and kick their ass.
I'm not very happy. I've heard a lot of things said about this team and about me. And we're going to go out there and put it on today.
It just makes me want to win more when people are whining and complaining about my equipment. So it just helps me. So thank you guys.
The crews for Andrew Cadell and Sam Hubinette worked on the trucks to get them up to spec for the second race of the weekend. As for their reputations, both drivers knew those wouldn't be so easily fixed. But winning the race would certainly be a good start.
Here we are at day number 2 at the Boss Snowplow Bark River International Off-Road Raceway. Pro lights at the line was after yesterday's race in post-race tech inspection that both Andrew Cadell and Sammy Hubinette, both those Rams, tested illegal. One was 3/4 of an inch too wide, one was 1/4 inch too wide. And now it was a stated fact before this race, they're going to go way under the track width for this race and prove that they are better drivers than the rest of the field. So I guess we talk about Casey Curry having the big chip on his shoulder. Well, right now we got Cadell and Hubinette with that same feeling.
Absolutely, the two drivers in the Pro Light field out of the Jenkins Brothers stable searching for vindication here on Sunday at Bark River.
And we've got two drivers in the front row easily as capable of winning a race and are very much due with Sean Morris and Brad Lovell, both drivers out of the Colorado area.
Seconds away from green flag here in the Pro Light field. Green flag, there it is.
Already 3 wide heading into turn 1. Casey Curry definitely is on the charge right now.
Yeah, Curry forced the issue going to the outside of the two boys from Colorado. Looks like Morris will hold the point early on, and Curry now charging on the inside.
They're 2, 3, 4 wide through turn 1 and 2 as contact between Lovell and Casey Curry.
Go high if you need it, go high if you need it, go high if you need it. Clear all around, Sam, clear all around.
3 wide as they head back towards County Road Corner with Curry all the way on the outside. Hubinette now on the charge as he moves up into second place behind Sean Morris.
It's almost like Casey Curry doesn't know where to go. He's inside of one turn, outside of another, trying anything to work his way forward very early in this race.
And with such a stacked field, frankly, there isn't that much room to find on the racetrack as it is.
And how about this? Sean Morris pulling out a sizable lead early on as he's looking, well, easily this is his best run of 2011 so far.
Yeah, actually, he was a rookie in the Pro Light class last year, and he's still seeking his first win in the class.
Clear back 2, clear back 2.
But the interesting part is, here come those two Rams with a chip on their shoulder. First off, right there, Sam Hubinette. Right behind him, here comes Andrew Cadell.
Keep it freed up here, big run up here, Luke. Pressure.
Casey Curry sets up outside the Nissan of Brad Lovell as they go around the left-hand uphill sweeper. Lovell, though, charging back on the inside. That's the battle for third as they're still side by side. Lovell airing it out huge as he charges back in front of Casey Curry.
Luke Johnson and Casey Curry trying to reel in Cadell.
So Johnson has battled his way to the top 5. Meanwhile, we've got a battle for the lead as Hubinette applying some pressure now to Sean Morris.
Chevy versus Mopar. The game is on.
Nick, let's go.
Back down through the high-speed section, heading for the left-hand sweeper into cemetery turn. Morris just over a truck length lead as Hubinette sets up to the outside.
And speaking of Hubinette, here he comes in the back of Morris. Morris pushes hard going into the corner.
He knows you're there. Capitalize on his mistake.
And Hubinette gets in the back of Morris. Just gets him a little bit loose. Just enough to go around the outside. And now here comes our brand new leader in Sam Hubinette.
Contact caused Morris to scrub off just enough speed. Battle for third heating up now as well.
Our top 4 trucks crest the top of the Boss Snowplow Hill, heading into the turn. This is where it gets real tricky, Jake. They have to go from a very high speed area where they're way up in the air to almost come to a dead stop at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, Bark River has a very interesting layout. One half of the track is very high speed, almost like Crandon, whereas the other half of the track is way more technical, a lot tighter turn.
Come on, we're waiting for this guy. You're getting pressure from behind now. Come on.
That's a good run, Luke. Nice job.
Luke Johnson's looking very strong in the first half of this race.
Cadell looks to the inside once again of Lovell. Nothing doing there as we look back out front with our leader, Hubinette.
So it looks like a yellow flag is out. Yes, it is. Brent Ellenson looks like he rolled it and is off the track.
Follow their pace. Follow their pace.
Stay with me. You're clear. You're clear. Go, clear.
As the field now passes the wreckage, now going back to green flag racing.
What happened?
I lost 4 gears. The Tony sucks! Yep, we lost it again! Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. We are totally done with this. I can't believe it.
Casey Curry has broke down.
Hubinette running out front, and Cadell, the other Ram involved in the points penalty, running in third with Sean Morris in the middle.
I'm going to throw it out there one more time. Sean Morris, David is definitely taking on the two Goliaths right now.
Gotta make sure and be clear of him by the yellow flag, Andrew. That's all I'm worried about.
And I know you like talking about the guys from Colorado often enough, but right now, as Sean Morris gets a little squirrely off the tabletop jump, he'll lose one spot. Sean Morris goes from second to third on one jump. This could be catastrophic for him, as he has a tendency once in a while to get kind of shaken up, and he doesn't. He kind of loses composure, I guess you'd say, once in a while.
And it looks like that's exactly what happened there. Cadell finally put enough pressure on Morris to force a mistake. And now there's nothing but real estate between Cadell and our leader, Sam Hubinette.
And here we go again. The cards are being played exactly the way the Jenkins Brothers Racing Team wanted it to be.
Come on, Brad. You can get him. You can get him. Take him. Take him.
A couple of great battles going on in the top six. Third and fourth is heating up between the two Colorado guys. Then you look back to fifth and sixth, where Johnson has his hands full with C.J. Greaves.
Samuel Hubinette is running exactly where he wants to be, but guaranteed this, we've got a young Andrew Cadell, at 23 years of age, has over 200 career professional racing starts, is going to be chasing down our leader.
No extra chances. Don't take extra chances.
Of course, he was our winner yesterday as well, but he's got a tall task in front of him if he wants to catch up to the 77 Mopar Ram of Hubinette. Hubinette continues to lead. You see the gap there, about maybe 4 or 5 truck lengths between our top two competitors.
You got him, Brad. You got him. You got him, man.
Pressure. All right, set him up here, Luke. Keep in your marks, big deep breath.
Good job, great job. Way to do it.
Okay, let's hunt down Connell.
Pressure from behind, done.
Yeah, Cadell's got to be careful because he's also near the front of the points chase as well, so he's got to walk that fine line between saving the truck and making sure he stays in the race while still charging for the win.
Whatever you're doing off this Red Bull jump is good. Scrubbing it.
Luke Johnson still with a very good run going on this afternoon, trying to reel in. In fact, as these two guys right here are battling Sean Morris and Brad Lovell, that's only going to help Luke Johnson reel in those two guys.
Got pressure.
Here you see Johnson still out of reach of our third and fourth place trucks, but slowly gaining now on Morris, and it looks like Lovell has gotten around for third.
Cadell is definitely catching our leader, which will make a battle of the Rams, but also the battle for third, fourth, and fifth is also heating up.
As they head over the Boss snowplow jump into that right-hand sweeper, again, Cadell gaining some ground on Hubinette.
It's going to come down to this once again, I think, is who has the best truck set up for the second half of the race.
Worth pointing out, though, Scott, that they're both Jenkins Brothers Pro Lights, and they're actually identically built trucks, so they may have similar setup. It may come down to actually who the better driver is today.
Here we go. Luke Johnson takes a peek of the inside of Sean Morris. Johnson, big time aggressive.
Yeah, it looked like Johnson overjumped just a little bit.
Watch out, he blew a tire. There you go.
Looks like he shredded a right rear tire, Scott, so that'll push him back in the standings.
Being too aggressive off the jump, landed a little bit sideways, tore the right rear tire off the wheel. As the competition yellow comes out,
Push him to the yellow. Get him, get him, get him, get him. There you go.
we've got Hubinette up front, Cadell second. Third should be Brad Lovell as they cross the TORC Traxxas finish line.
Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. We're done. We're done doing this. We're just won the championship.
All kinds of issues for Casey Curry. Looks like his day is done, and he is very upset about it.
Did it get super hot again?
The drum, the fucking aluminum drum is not working. Unbelievable.
Sam Hubinette and Andrew Cadell had vowed to answer their critics on the track. With the top 2 spots at the mandatory caution, they had succeeded thus far. But the race was far from over.
Catch up to those guys. Yep.
Yeah, as we look back at the rest of the field, there's Luke, finally back on the track, but he's got a long way to go to catch up before the green flag flies. I just wonder what's being said right now between the spotters of our top 2 trucks and their drivers. I mean, are they being allowed to race against each other? How aggressive are they being allowed to play?
I don't know if I really want to stick in on him because I don't want to cause anything between us right now because, you know, me and Casey's out, so that's going to give us a lot of points. So
I'm not going to take any extra chances unless you make a mistake, then I'll try to make a move.
Yes, but you can race hard and you can race clean and hard. Passing clean. You're 100% right, but don't quit racing him. Race hard and clean.
Yeah, 10-4.
Deep breath, buddy. Deep breath. You got another chance to work up right here. You're way faster than these guys that are going to be in front of you, so.
It doesn't look like I have any other flats, or is just that new tire really full?
It's sitting out in the sun, so it's probably harder than the other one.
Green flag. Pro Light second half is now underway at Boss Snowplow Bark River International Raceway. Hubinette and Cadell will lead the field down into turn number 1.
Brad Lovell being very aggressive on the back bumper of that Ram of Cadell.
RJ Anderson in the mix as well. He's running up in the top 5. And again, the 2 Rams running away immediately from the rest of the field, especially the number 77 Ram of Hubinette.
And how about CJ Greaves? Looks like he's back at full speed. Early on, before we even took the first green flag, was having mechanical issues. Now finds himself in the top 5.
As they come back into the left-hand sweeper, Lovell is still there in 3rd. Greaves is 4th.
Hey, buddy, let's go. You're clear. You're clear by 3. Clear by 3. No pressure. Clear by 3. Go do it.
Arguably the highest speed area of this track here on the cemetery turn. Just love watching that left front wheel bounce up in the air about 2-3 feet. Pitched sideways, much like Steve Kinzer back in the World of Outlaw days, but as they crest the top of the Boss Snowplow Hill, you can see these boys are just on the ground for the second half.
Flying upwards of 150 feet as they go over the Boss Snowplow Hill. Hubinette right now, nothing is slowing this guy down. He's in control completely over the rest of the field.
It's been a long time since we've seen him on the podium. His first 2 times ever in an off-road race truck, he won. It's been a long time since he's been on that top spot.
Could be something about the state of Michigan itself. His first 2 wins coming in lower Michigan. Now we're here in the upper peninsula, and he's trying to find his way to the top again.
Andrew Goodell still being aggressive.
Stay in it, stay in it. There, he's there, stay in it.
And right now we have to keep our eye on CJ Greaves. He probably is arguably one of the fastest trucks in the track, trying to reel in Brad Lovell.
Absolutely, Scott. A great battle for 3rd, beginning to heat up as they go up and over the finish line jump. Have to point out once again, though, the 2 Jenkins Brothers Rams are running out front. They received points deductions yesterday for a track width that was just a little bit outside the limits.
Okay, come on, let's go. Let's don't lose contact here. Get up on him.
Every corner!
Okay, just drive it, drive it. You're fine. You're clear by 5, clear by 6.
Battle for 3 and 4 continues to rage on. Looks like CJ Greaves has gotten up and around Brad Lovell. Lovell still right there, though. They're almost bumper to bumper.
As our leaders crest the top of the Boss Snowplow Hill, I think we have to concentrate on what's going on between 3rd and 4th, like you mentioned, because right now it looks like CJ Greaves is a little squirrely on the course, where Brad Lovell's keeping it nice and straight, nice and smooth. We'll have to keep an eye on how that's going to pan out.
2 other guys keeping it straight and smooth right now. Sam Hubinette and Andrew Cadell running 1st and 2nd here in the second half. Still about 5 truck lengths between our leaders.
Now, it looks like they're kind of gapped out pretty good right now, but guaranteed if Hubinette makes one small mistake, that Cadell will be right on his back bumper, possibly the chance to get around. As we'll take a peek one more time at the battle now heating up between 4 trucks now for that last podium spot.
Greaves in control of 3rd place right now, but Lovell not going down without a fight. Looked like Anderson was in the mix as well. Back out front, though, Cadell now applying some pressure to Hubinette.
Clear by 2, let's go, bud.
As the race starts to wind down, the great battle going on between Hubinette and Cadell as the rest of our field crosses the line.
Still a lot of great racing, all the way back to about 7th place, Scott.
Cadell still putting pressure on our leader. It looks like the Jenkins Brothers Racing drivers are absolutely being turned loose to battle each other right now.
Cadell closing the gap on Hubinette as they come out of Cemetery Corner down through the little chicane section. And there's the big jump, the Boss Snowplow Hill.
That's nice.
100 plus feet of airtime there for our top 2 drivers.
Okay, at the bottom of this hill, let's not get in too deep into that fluff.
Cadell looks to the inside. Hubinette quickly slams the door as they go through the rhythm section.
As our top two drivers battling back and forth amongst each other, keep in mind, they're out to prove a point this afternoon that yesterday was about the drivers, not about this so-called illegal track width.
Yeah, they're dominant right now. They're definitely proving that point that they may be the best drivers in the field. Nobody else is in sight.
Again, Cadell trying a different line on Hubinet as they come around the tight left-hand turn.
Not enough room there for Cadell to make his move. Once again, they come to what they call the county road corner, where it actually parallels a county road that's in use the rest of the year. Cadell closes the gap once again, a little bit of a run off the corner, but Hubinet slams the door.
2 laps to go, 2 laps to go.
Pass this guy clean here, Luke.
CJ's not anywhere close to our top two drivers inside of 2 laps to go now. Cadell really turning up the heat on Hubinet.
Even with the crew members of the Jenkins Brothers Racing team doing what they did in those trucks last night and this morning, I guarantee you, if these two trucks finish first and second, they'll be taken right back to post-race tech and checked all over again.
There you get a sense of the gap back to third place. It's a long way back to Greaves. Our two Jenkins Brothers Rams dominant, out front and in control.
Looks like Brad Lovell's losing touch a little bit with CJ Greaves. That battle for third doesn't seem to be existing, as here comes Cadell to the inside. Cadell takes a peek inside on Hubinet.
Looks like Cadell might be the faster of the two at this point. He is all over Hubinet as they come down to the Red Bull start line off the top of the hill. Cadell's still right there with Hubinet into turn number 1.
As the Boss Snowplow Bark River racetrack starts to dry out, it sometimes tends to be a one-line track. It makes passing very, very hard with just a few laps remaining. Cadell still trying to find that spot.
You're inside, clear, you're clear. Take the gas. White flag is out, white flag is out.
White flag is out now for Pro Light inside of 1 lap to go. And Cadell is running out of time as they come down to the left-hand sweeper. Cadell again looks to the inside, and he's going to over-rotate a little bit and scrub off some speed. So that'll play into the hands of Sam Hubinet, who stretches his lead to a couple of truck lengths now over Andrew Cadell.
And here's the thing, the closer that Cadell gets to the back bumper of Sam Hubinet, the more roost he gets thrown into the windshield area of that truck, the more mud, rocks, and dirt get thrown into his face.
At this point, though, Scott, you got to think that he's not too concerned about that. Time is running out. Less than a half a lap to go now here at Pro Light. And Cadell definitely turning it up on Hubinet, trying to find any way around that he can.
We also got to keep an eye on Cadell right now. If he drives too aggressive, to take him off the proper line or the needed line that he needs to reel in our leader. So he may be starting to overdrive a little bit. Just a few corners remaining. Hubinet, this is all his.
Sam, clear by 2. Protect your inside. Just don't leave him a big window.
Still about 4 truck lengths between Hubinet and Cadell.
You can see the blue groove forming on this track. It's very, very slick right now. CJ Greaves, and looks like Brad Lovell goes around sideways, and he'll lose 2-3 spots. As the checker flag is waving, and across the line taking the win will be Samuel Hubinet.
And a full end, nice race.
And second, Andrew Cadell.
Sorry, buddy, I gave it all she had. That was all my fault. I was not driving good there.
No. Hell of a good race. Smart racing.
And a great run in third place after a slow start will be CJ Greaves.
Sam Hubinet came in first. It was his 3rd victory of the year and vindication for everything that happened over the last 24 hours.
We started in the back, worked our way to the front, halfway, broke something in the rear shocks, but we just hung it out there and tried to run with the guys.
We came out there and our trucks are way under, and we go out there and smoke them again. So, BFG tires are hooking up out there. St. Jude Children's Hospital Traxxas, King shocks are working great. Like you said, we got the 2 best trucks out here.
Bark River rocks. Bark River rocks. I love this track.
We're way narrow on the front now, just to be on the safe side, just to hopefully quiet them down a little bit.
All the whiners, complainers about cheating trucks, check them again, okay? Enough bitch. Let's talk to the track. Let's not talk off the track, okay? Como, Paran, Trax, BFG, love you guys.
You can cheat all you want if you're still going to get up on the podium and do your victory speech, and you're still going to get the $5,000 check.
With all 3 spots on the podium, the Traxxas team proved they could win. But the controversies in Pro Light are far from over. Their next race is a return to the Crandon International Raceway, where questions about the Ram Mopar engine first came to light. Questions that have yet to be answered.
Like I said, I think it's good for the class.
How much is that thing?